Okay, I got 1 and 2. Somebody asked me about demising these two spaces. So I'm going to show you something. So I had a question about when you have commercial property. I showed you those two doors. This originally was one space, and the question posed to me was, because the space was very stale, it was 3,000 square feet. And it stayed empty in this building for probably close to 2 years. And I told somebody I'm what's called demising, not dividing, but demising the space. So I decided to demising, which means I created 2 functional offices. That's why you saw 2 doors there. The door with the glass originally was the only door into this space. And I paid over $50,000 to demise this. And why would I spend so much money? And why did it cost so much money? This is the wall they built. And people are like, are you insane? 50 grand to put up a wall? Well, it's not just the wall. Demising means you have to separate. Well, first off, let's start from the beginning. You have to hire an architect. He has to do the architectural drawings. They have to be submitted to the county for the legal permitting. And once it's permitted and approved, then you have to have an electrical contractor. Demising also means that all the electrical has to be divided equally, because now there's going to be 2 tenants. So each space would have to have its own sub panel. Then you have to have an HVAC company re-engineer the HVAC system so that both spaces have their own HVAC controls, their own thermostats, and yada, 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 yada. So it's not just stick up a wall and we call it a day. So this is the space now after 2 years, because I decided to do this. Now, I wish I had it before. This was a disgustingly stale space. The only space in the entire building of nearly 22,000 square feet that had not been remodeled. So the person that asked me had actually seen this space, and now this is where they're going to match this floor. I had actually considered taking this space for the collection, and even after, you can see here, so now they're going to do this LVT flooring, and they tried to match as close to the break room. The cabinets were repainted in here. And this is a physical therapy / chiropractor. Oh, look, there's a mouse trap. I wonder if there's a mouse in here. I hope not. I've never seen a mouse. But anyway, and we do have a crazy raccoon. But anyway, you can see all the new walls here, the spackling going on, and there's still some painting as they're doing this. So the other space I'll show you was completed, and because the person has seen this space, I told them I would do a video. But you can see here now, this is a brand new room. Again, new wall here. There'll be new doors. You can see it was partially painted here. I don't know why the outlets are so high. There was actually a call center in here, and there was like hundreds of wires running through the drop ceiling. So this is all new grid. The contractor's doing it as he's going, all new LED lighting, which is good because, all the tenants at the, monthly, they split up the utility costs. That's how it's done. It's not all separately metered. Now this space here was painted. It'll eventually have the new grid. And I did a fire-rated wall. Now, the other space, which I'll go into later, that space, once that was rented first, and I actually, said, okay, maybe this will be an annex. This other 2,000 square feet, I'll annex it for the museum. That was really my intention, quite frankly. And, once we demised it, we had a lot of interest. So, and now I gave an incentive, and I'm covering most of this remodeling. Again, I'm just telling you the way in commercial property it works for those that care. And, it's not just one question. Several people have always asked me, the pros and the cons and the intricacies of this. And for me, it's worth it because my return on a 5-year lease with promissory notes, for credit tenants, far exceeds my investment in this remodeling. So I'm remodeling my own space, and I have a good tenant, credit rated tenant for 5 years and hopefully longer. So that's this space here. If you would have seen it, it was shocking. And this was basically all open. Now, the other thing is this space is dark. It doesn't have as many windows as the other space, which is only 1,000 square feet. The windows are here and here. And this room has the bulk. 4 windows here, 1 window there, and that's it. So, you know, that's something to take into consideration when you divide it. There's a lot more glass and light in the other space. So now we're going to head over to the other side, and I'll show you. And this is all. Now, the one thing that kind of kills me is this was done far faster than my own space, far faster. But, you know, I have a lot more complexity involved in my project, so a lot of custom stuff, custom ceilings, custom electrical stuff. I got to find my keys before I go to the other side. Okay, so let me see if I remember the key there. I think it's this one. And the other side is done, really. So let's mosey on over there. This was the original door here. So as you can see here, this space has been completely finished. And this is actually a national tenant. It's a national company. It's a franchise of a national financial company. Everything was beautifully done, all new LED lighting. Now this has a lot more lights. There's actually a patio here. Now, keep in mind it's dirty and the building's in the process of being painted. But you have your own patio that actually looks out to a residential neighborhood. Now, once I incurred the cost for the demising wall, this particular tenant did everything on their own. They funded this entire remodeling. So not only do I get a credit rated tenant, a national tenant, but also they remodeled on their dime, which is nice. So that was the advantage. Here's a room. You can see really nicely done. Everything smells. I don't want to get into the tenant just for privacy's sake. Little break room in here. A couple of little things. There might be some odds and ends still going on. This is like a storage closet here. And again, this was all one open space. There were no walls in here whatsoever, nothing. And they have their own thermostat over here. And, you know, the contractor was remarkably fast. And put up some more lights here. So they have more windows over here, more light. I actually like the way they did it. I'm not going to show you behind me. It looks really nice, the accent wall, because it has the national logo, and it's just, again, for privacy. I'd rather not, but yeah, that's there's the exit sign. So again, this was originally the door. That door over there didn't exist. And now I have a tenant in here for the next 5 years, which is great. You know, great for them. They got a brand new space. They got 1,000 square feet, expanded where they were, a different building, different landlord. So I'm glad to have them, happy to have them. And, you know, for the person that asked me, I'm going to turn this on, you know, they had seen this when it was just the wall over there. So none of this existed. So now you get to see. So I guess if I had to, look, that's the demising wall there. You know, we just went from the other side, but that wall, and it turned into this lovely space here, you know. That's the way it goes, man. The old saying, you got to spend money to make money, and it's always true in real estate. That's it, my friends. If you're into real estate and commercial, hopefully you enjoyed this. As always, I appreciate your time. And if anyone else is interested in the commercial real estate aspect, by the way, this is like and they did this to MySpace too, but they require this sign that You can't lock the door during business hours. They make you put the exit sign, all this stuff. So it is what it is. But anyway, if you have any other questions or you like this kind of stuff, let me know in the comments. And if you're a lurker and you're wondering, why the hell is this guy talking about real estate? Well, because the collection's in a building. So there you go. Thanks again, my friends, and I'll talk to you later.